4-H cares.
Alrighty, it's 5 o'clock. We're going to call this meeting to order with the invocation of the Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner Nichols, you want to do the invocation?
Yes, ma'am. Would bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for allowing us to be here tonight to do the business of the county. Dear Lord, we just pray that you'll be with everyone in this room. We pray that you'll be with our law enforcement, our first responders, and all of our military abroad, dear Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, Wade Brown. Can I get an approval of the agenda?
Motion to approve.
Madam Chair, we have a few add-ons. There are 4. Add-on a ratification of the termination of the support services for the property appraiser's office. Add-on amendment number 3 to an SRF loan. This is for the design phase of your wastewater treatment plant expansion. This is the final one to just true up the amounts. An add-on for the Avenue Solutions contract extension. It's just a time extension. And then an add-on to approve a letter of agreement with the Agency for Healthcare Administration to provide the $10,000 contribution for the Panacea Clinic that had been previously discussed. Unless there's an objection, we recommend adding those on to the consent agenda. And also, we would pull tab 8 from the consent agenda and move it to general business.
My motion stands with that. Second.
And we would also, Madam Chair, we'd also like to add a presentation by staff concerning animal services.
Are you going to,
Awards and presentations, please.
does your motion still stand?
Yes.
Second, any discussion?
Yes, ma'am.
All in favor? Aye. Jessica, do we have any citizens to be heard? Just one. Miss Teresa Brannon?
Hey there, Teresa Brannon. I'm here again about animal services. I speak for a lot of people, and I'm going to make it short and sweet tonight. Okay. I brought a list of questions that people have been asking me since I'm kind of spearheading this. They want answers to these questions as soon as they can get them. The meeting would be nice. The 19th would be really nice if we could get them by then. But I'm just here to say that the citizens of Wakulla County are willing to work for animal services. They're willing to fundraise. We've got some things planned. We just need approval from the commission to use the money. We would like to build a bigger physical facility on top of that $35,000 that has been allotted for the county for animal services. We want to add, hopefully match it, if not more. We have people that are willing to volunteer their time, their services, goods, whatever. We can do it. We can build a bigger shelter. We can make this happen and make everybody happy. And through a bigger shelter, guess what? Our numbers go down. We don't have to kill as many animals. And that's what everybody wants. They want humane care of their animals, period.
You talking about October 7th or October 21st, so you don't really care?
I'm blocking by October 7th, but I've got a meeting next week, or this week, excuse me. On
Yeah, I'm meeting with you guys, and I'll do my best to have.
If you can have as many as possible, that'd be great.
Okay. Sorry, Ralph.
And Jess, I'll give this to you for the record, and then you can give it to...
And I'm gonna try to email
I'll keep
it.
this one quick.
Okay,
Is it,
that's perfect.
Ralph, is it all right if I keep this?
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, now we're going to move into public hearings. Request board approval to conduct the first public hearing and adopt the fiscal year 2024-2025 final millage rate and final budget. It's me? Yes? We need a motion to carry on?
Motion carried.
A second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, this is the second of two required public hearings on the Wakulla County budget for fiscal year 2024-2025. If you wish to speak during the public hearing portion of this meeting, please come to the podium when you are called. The proposed final aggregate millage rate is 7.9000 mils, which is 7.27% more than the aggregate rolled back millage rate of 7.3643 mils. Now the county administrator will read the final millage rate into the public record.
The Board of County Commissioners of Wakulla County proposed final countywide millage rate is 7.9000 mils, which is 7.27% more than the countywide rollback millage rate of 7.3643 mils. 3643.
I'm opening the floor for a motion to begin the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. At this time, the individuals that have turned in speaker cards can speak. There are no speaker cards. Is there any discussion from the board? Is there a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion closed.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Florida statutes require the board to address the final millage rate before addressing the final budget. The board must vote on the millage rate and the budget separately. I will now entertain the following motions. Number one, approve the Board of County Commissioners fiscal year 24-25 final countywide millage rate of 7.9000 mils.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Number two, approve the Board of County Commissioners fiscal year 2024-2025 final countywide budget as presented by the County Administrator on July 15th, 2024, and as amended through the agenda process today.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Heather, you need a motion to close, or that was to close?
Closed.
With regard to awards and presentations, do you want to do what's on the schedule, or would you like to do animal services first?
Let's do the schedule and then we'll hit animals.
Okay.
Let's last.
Ms. Gabriella Corbin, Florida Department of Transportation.
We see each other again, I guess.
You what?
Yeah, we see each other again.
I guess we do, till we meet again.
Thank you for coming, Miss Gabriella. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's see where we are now. As of September the 16th, we have paid Anderson Columbia $21.2 million, you know. Time on the job expires in the middle of October. Anderson Columbia has the cabinet now for the Whedon Road intersection, and they're going to, by the end of the week, they're going to have the signal on flashing mode. So, as of now, unless they put more forces, you know, we estimated the job to end maybe April of next year, but that's just an estimate, okay?
Mhm.
Hopefully, I'm hoping that Anderson puts more forces in and we can finish much, much sooner.
So
Yes,
they run out of time in October.
yes.
Are you going to start charging them per day after that?
Yes,
Okay, you are going to do that.
yes.
Okay.
When they run out of time, completely out of time, yes.
So they're going to be 6 months with,
Liquidated damages.
hmm?
Liquidated damages.
That's,
But you know, they run out of time at the middle of October, but if we have weather days, then, you know, it will move forward. But when the contractor is out of time, they're going to be charged $10,000 a day for liquidated damages. Yes.
I just want to make sure that you're charging them because they should be done already. So,
Yes,
Madam.
Yes, you may.
But they do have the cabinet now. Is that why we're starting to see more things going on there at that intersection?
Yes, and I think, yes, they want to finish the job probably.
Okay, and what was you just said that they're gonna change, you're gonna put some lights up, some temporary lights, or how's that gonna work?
The traffic signal, you put it on flashing mode
Okay.
for caution.
It's saying, this is new.
Oh, well, I know.
We are.
I know, but is that, and that will sometime this month?
By the end of the week.
Okay, okay. Yes, ma'am.
Are we finished with Whedon Road? Is the county finished with?
Yes, ma'am, we're waiting on the lights.
So you're ready for us to tie in?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Lift of asphalt's done? No, we gotta put the final lift on, but we're waiting for you guys. As soon as you're ready, we're ready.
Okay.
We've had the contractor hanging out for about 2 years now.
Hopefully not much longer.
Hopefully no liquidated damages on our part. Yes, so we've extended it, so it's on us.
Thank you.
So thank you very much,
Thank
yes.
you very much.
We appreciate it.
Yes,
Doc-
maybe we can see progress.
Exactly.
ma'am.
We already have them.
Yes.
Yes, thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Dr. Rachel Pienta, we're going to come up for Wakulla County 4-H Week, October 7th through the 12th.
Yes, we do want to talk about that, but we also have another special announcement that needs to be made first.
Okay.
So if I could have Miss Josie Counts come up, please.
Hi, my name is Josie Counts. I'm 11 years old and I've been a member of 4-H since I was 5 years old. My favorite 4-H project is the peanut butter drive. Every year, 4-H has a peanut butter drive to feed families in need here in Wakulla. Last year, I was able to collect 472 jars and 565 pounds of peanut butter. The peanut butter farmers matched my donations, so that brought 942 jars of peanut butter to the country, to the county to help people. And that's not even including all the additional donations raised by my fellow 4-H'ers. This year's peanut butter drive is more important than ever as the cost of food continues to rise and more families find themselves in need of a helping hand. Please help if you can by dropping jars off by the extension office. If you want to tell them to count towards Josie's total, that would be great. Thank you for supporting Wakulla 4-H.
All right, peanut butter pieces, thank you.
Don't go away. So yes, so we do have our proclamation for National 4-H Week, but I do want to congratulate all the youth and Josie on their work because Wakulla County brought in the third highest jars in the entire state. So we were ahead of very large counties, so I hope we can beat that this year. So thank you, everybody. So that said, the youth would like to read the proclamation, so they're ready to do that. So I'm going to turn over the floor to them. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's Quincy.
Hey, sweetie.
First, we would like to thank everyone that's in the community who has supported the 4-H programs. The community has shown its support throughout the clubs, community pride projects, memberships, and so much more, like making Wakulla 4-H third in the state for the Peanut Butter Challenge last year. We invite everyone to our Facebook page where you can see all the 4-H clubs this year, some returning, some new.
Hello, my name is Vanessa Alderkin, and we also have exciting events coming up for the community that can be involved in, such as the hay bale contest. Woo! Running hands. Okay, thank you. This contest is an exciting way for community members to enjoy breaking into the upcoming holiday season. You can find the flyer on the County 4-H Facebook page, Extension Office website, or you can contact the 4-H Extension Office for more details. Thank you, Commissioners, and thank you, everybody, for having us today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good job.
Whereas 4-H is America's largest youth development organism supporting nearly 6 million youth across the country, and
Whereas 4-H has helped over 2,000 youth in Florida to become confident, independent, resilient, and compassionate leaders, and 4-H is delivered by corporate extension, a community of more than 100 public universities across the nation that provide experiences for young people learn by doing through hands-on projects in important areas of health, service, agriculture, and civic engagement, and whereas National 4-H Week showcases the incredible ways that 4-H inspires kids to do and highlights the remarkable 4-H youth in Wakulla County who work each day to make a positive impact of them and those around them, and whereas 4-H's network of nearly 500,000 volunteers, that's about 500,000 volunteers, and 3,500 professionals provide caring and supportive mentoring to all 4-Hers, helping them to grow into true leaders, entrepreneurs, and visionaries.
So, Commissioners, I hope that you will proclaim our proclamation, I think that's how we say it, to support National 4-H Week that is coming up in October. And we're looking at celebrating with a winning peanut butter challenge and also with lots of hay bales throughout the community. And also, I do want to congratulate our public speaking coaches, Danielle and Amanda, because we've had youth go to the state competition in public speaking this year. And the youth you saw tonight are at various stages in their development. And I know you saw at least one young lady, if you all remember, who has made amazing strides in public speaking since she started the program. So thank you for giving them the time tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want a picture before you guys leave?
Madam Chair, can we get a picture?
That's what,
Sorry.
it's okay.
Great minds, exactly.
I do that, you don't say that.
No, you're exactly right. Poor baby.
I still cannot believe
Should have had
that.
I got me.
You want your costume again? I still cannot believe it. I'll wear it.
Why don't you guys stand up here since you're shorter?
But then you get the commissioners with the costume.
Whoever's shorter, get up fast.
Am I in, Casey? Can you see my face? Okay.
I'm not gonna eat my GF tonight.
Big smile, stay happy, and be good. Yep.
Just the peanut butter. Does it every time.
All I can think of.
For the record, I eat not every day.
No copyrighting, right?
I'm a
No copyright.
creamy peanut butter man.
Awesome.
Oh, no, I like GIFs.
You like the Jibs? I wouldn't like it, Jib.
I'm a GIF guy too. I eat it
Okay, have fun.
myself. Every day. Yeah.
Peanut butter, too low honey. Same thing. I eat it, just mix it and eat it with a spoon. No bread, just mix it up. No bread.
Graham crackers and peanut butter is my nighttime snack.
Yes.
How about cookie butter?
I love it, but it gets me. Biscoff.
Exactly.
One thing is,
Miss Chastity Reed, do you have a costume with you tonight? Exactly.
That's a tough one to follow up.
I was going to say, we should have gotten you first.
Yeah,
Or second.
I think first.
Okay.
Like, I had a lot going on. Okay, I won't be long. I am with the U.S. Small Business Administration, Office of Disaster Assistance. I'm a public affairs specialist. And as you just said, my name is Chastity Reed. So if you're unaware that SBA is in the area to help those that were affected by Hurricane Debby during August the 1st through the 27th. So Wakulla County businesses in the area are eligible for our Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program, and that is for businesses to claim financial losses that they may have suffered through that hurricane, and those losses could be say for instance, any of your businesses get clients or customers from surrounding counties, and those surrounding counties were hit by the hurricane, then more than likely they have probably lost some customers, and those customers aren't able to shop with them, so they can claim that loss with SBA as far as the Economic Injury Program. And any other examples could be, say for instance, they probably have to shut down or just for us, either for a few hours or either just for a day, then those are examples of that. Our SBA disaster loan program have low interest rate, which is 4% for the businesses owners. And the terms are up to 30 years with 12-month deferment and no interest accrued. Let's see. And the deadline for our program is May 12, 2025. So that way we can give business owners chances to watch the losses, or can watch the losses if they've had any. So we know that business owners are not CPAs, so we give them a year from our program start date. And the amount is up to $2 million. Make sure. Yes, and we also have locations. The closest one to Wakulla County, if I'm not mistaken, maybe Perry or Madison. I'm not sure how close you guys are, but we have centers in those areas where people can go get face-to-face. Because I know we've had people come to us and saying they're not, they need assistance face-to-face because they're not able to understand how to apply. So we have someone in person that can do those things, and we also have an online application as well. So, like I say, my name is Chastity Reed. You can feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns, and I will leave my information with you guys, commissioners. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. You said Debbie, and what was the date, Chastity?
May 12, 2025 is the deadline. And it gives you the time period at the top as well.
Okay.
Bless you.
Alrighty, we're going to roll into the next awards and presentations, animal services data.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll give just a second to get it pulled up here on the screen. Staff felt it was important tonight to outline some of the statistical data relating to both the intakes and outcomes for animal services over the last several years, as well as the budget information pertaining to this division. All of the budget information within this presentation was provided by the county's Fiscal Operations Department, and all of the income or intake and outcome data, rather, is derived from the PetPoint software. This is a software that is utilized by the animal service staff for tracking and reporting. All of the information contained within this software is hand entered by the animal control staff. With regard to budget information, the overall trend of increasing budgets are shown in this graph, if you will, over the years, and with only 1 year showing a slight reduction. The percentage increases have accelerated in the last few years, and the trend line plotted here shows a steady increase in the budget over the years, highlighting an overall upward trend, especially notable in the most recent years. Intake information is categorized by several different topics. Primarily stray animals are consistently the highest intake type, although there is a trend showing a decrease over the years. Surrendered and seized animals fluctuate but generally stay at a moderate level. Returns and transfers in are smaller counts with occasional increases and decreases, and wildlife and service in intakes are minimal throughout the years. The next slide here demonstrates the trends of intakes and the total intakes. The chart shows that the total intakes by year, which is the trend line illustrates the overall direction of intake counts over time. This visualization helps us to see how the total intake has evolved over and across the years. Outcome information is our next topic. There are multiple reasons for the outcomes of animals that enter our animal service division. Medical reasons are the most common cause of euthanization, especially in recent years, but do show a decline over time. Feral cases are high initially, but have also decreased significantly over the years. Both aggression and behavior relate to euthanasia counts and remain relatively low, but are consistent. Owner-requested euthanasia increased sharply in the middle years to between 2017 and 2019 and has stayed variable like other categories. Other reasons for euthanasia include age, the need for space, rabies exposure, suspected parvo cases, and situations where animals are too young and are unweaned, but these are very low counts showing minor fluctuations over the years. There are also some trends to be pointed out with regard to the outcome information. This chart shows the total euthanization counts by year, with a trend line indicating the overall decrease over time. This suggests a downward trend in euthanasia cases from 2013 to 2024, despite some fluctuations in more recent years. One area of concern has been the need for space category for euthanasia. This count was at its highest in 2013 with a significant drop in following years. There were 0 or very little counts from 2015 to 2017 and a sharp peak in 2018. Another spike occurred in 2019 with counts dropping back to low levels afterwards. This year, 11 animals have been euthanized for capacity reasons. The trend line indicates a slight overall downward trend over the year, but suggests a general decrease in the frequency of euthanizations due to space constraints, despite the occasional spike. Medical category is the next one that we'll take a look at for this presentation this evening. The count is at its highest in 2013 with a significant drop in 2014. From 2015 onwards, the trend shows a gradual decline with minor fluctuations. There are some small spikes in certain years, such as 2019 and 2022, but overall the trend is downwards. This year, a total of 27 animals have been euthanized for medical reasons. The next category is the owner-requested category. The number of owner-requested euthanization cases were very low or non-existent from 2013 to 2015. However, there was a sharp increase starting in 2016, peaking in 2018 and 2019. After 2019, the trend shows significant decline, reaching lower levels by 2021, and a slight increase again this year with a total of 26 in 2024. Finally, the aggression and behavior category. The number of euthanization cases due to aggression was relatively high in 2013 and 2014, but saw a decline in subsequent years. There were fluctuations with noticeable increases in 2018 and 2022, and a slight upward trend in later years. For behavior, the trend is similar to aggression, but generally remains lower. After a significant drop by 2016, the counts were low with some fluctuations and a noticeable rise in 2024. Both categories show variability in the years with dips and rises at different times. This year, we've had a total of 25 aggression and behavior cases, which resulted in euthanization, 10 being aggression and 15 being behavior. I'm happy to answer any questions that the board may have with regard to any of the budgetary items or intakes and outcomes presented this evening.
I just had one question. I know this year was a total of 101.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Only 11 of that was from
a capacity issue, space capacity, yes, sir.
looking at the 27 for medical, 26 for, owner's request, which we have zero control over owner's request, and then 25 for aggression. So I know that was, I think, a total of 89. Do we know didn't see what the rest of them was?
So we had 12 animals that were considered feral.
Feral, that's what.
Yes, sir.
That's what it was. All right, my bad. That's it.
So historically, we've declined on just about every level
Yes,
as
sir.
far as our euthanizations go.
That is correct.
The budget has increased.
Madam Chair?
Please.
Thank you for that, and thank you for the staff that does this job every day. I'd like to just reiterate, just kind of summarize what's happened since 2013. Is our population in the county has increased. The budget for animal control has increased greatly, in excess of 15% over the last couple of years. The intakes have decreased greatly, even with the increase in population. And the euthanasia has trended down on all categories greatly, even with the increase in population.
Yes, sir, that's what the data shows.
Thank you.
And does Cut Point also, is that where we get information with regard to the shelter's over capacity? Are all those numbers there?
All of the intakes and outcomes are put directly into the Pet Point software, and that is entered by the animal control staff or animal services staff.
Okay.
And we weigh everything based upon data.
Okay.
So, I think this is good information that shows maybe as a society we're becoming a little more responsible. There's still a need there. We're still spending a lot of taxpayers' money to handle it. We still need improvements. We recognize that. But as we see this trending down, we can show that things are improving. And so as long as we're continuing to make progress in that direction, I think we're on the right track.
We have a plan to continue that as well.
Anybody else have anything to add?
Why is so many people concerned about these animals when the evidence says that there isn't a real problem? I've been up here 8 years. This is the first time it's come up, and the information all says it's doing great. So I'm just surprised.
Numbers don't lie.
Well, I think when these questions get answered, that will also be a starting point.
Well, this is all the importance of transparency.
Exactly.
We can all be on the same page. We can all, prove and disprove, and hopefully at the end of the day, we all agree on the numbers, and then, we're able to make a better decision, and hopefully the public will realize that our animal control department is doing an excellent job, and we're doing a great job to support them and make sure they have the resources, even though, as I explained at the last meeting, that's a constant challenge with every single department, and every single department always needs more. But a lot of our data in other departments do not show things necessarily improving. Fire chief, I'm sure you're not taking less calls today as the population grows, and so
this is headed in the right direction, and I think a good sign for us.
I'm with Commissioner Messersmith. Once we get some of these answered, I think it will help the situation as well.
Also, I just wanted to make sure that this is a public safety issue. That is why it's under the fire department.
Yes, there's been
So it can be under the fire department or the sheriff's department, correct?
one or the other. It has to be under one or the other, so therefore it is public safety, yes. That is our call as staff is for the protection, for animal services, for the protection and welfare of the public. And that's our call and our duty.
Hi, guys. Ann Henson. Is that all I have to tell you? Your address, too. Oh, 46 Gulf Breeze Drive, Crawfordville. So, the posse back there wants to know who actually puts the data into the system. We'll call it Animal Services. So is that like the people that work there, Bonnie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Walter?
Yes.
All of them? Yep. Good. Any more questions? Okay, 3 minutes.
And they got,
Oh, I got 3 minutes? How do they compare to Tallahassee's numbers?
We don't compare.
No comparison.
It's just two different places.
Well, they're having a problem too.
Well,
They're trying to do a rehab.
We worry about Wakulla County, so.
at this very moment, though, they're shut down trying to push the animals out because they're building a whole new facility.
Yeah, well, that's on hold as of today.
Okay, well, you just
It was on the news.
you just educated me on that, so.
Yeah.
All we can affect is what we do. That's it.
So I don't think that the shelter is the problem per se. I think like that lady that just left, keyboard queen, that just keeps stirring it up. So it might be helpful if maybe the data or maybe someone, Bonnie or Walter, could put out something in the news, the newspaper. I'm certain that that is going to be the end result with regard to, this is just the first step to say, this is okay, this is what's going on, these are the numbers that someone put in, and here we are. So it sounds horrible. It does. It's absolutely horrible. It's at 27 medical, 12 feral, 26 owner requested, 15 behavior, 10 aggression. So even though this is the first, but like the 4-H was just here. Yep. So perhaps they could get a message out about pet responsibility and maybe do a class at 4-H that talks about what all it takes. The adoption thing where people pay for someone else to come adopt. Mm-hmm. Well, if they can't pay to adopt an animal, then I'm pretty sure they don't have the funds to take care of the animal. So it's like a hamster wheel that just continually spins. So instead of paying for someone's adoption fee, maybe you all could look at lowering the fee, or maybe come work the shelter for 20 hours in a month, and we'll waive your adoption. Okay, I'm going to get with you, and I'm sure that you'll have a list this one too. Thank you, Ms. Henson.
Madam Chair?
Yes, ma'am.
Just to make the public aware, tonight's presentation will be published on our website and posted on our Facebook page.
And I think you said you're fixing to meet with them anyway, aren't you?
On the 19th, yes, sir. Some of them. I don't know exactly how many.
But again, we've only had 11 put down this year because we didn't have space for them. That's on average 1 per month. Not very much. Hopefully we can have 0 next year.
Exactly.
But we tried to do that, but it's just, as you can see, there was 0 times in there, so, yeah. Yours.
I don't think anybody, even animal control or anybody, wants to put a dog down.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
You always want to adopt them out, but I know that what Leon's going on in Leon County, a lot of those animals, from talking to Animal Control are actually coming down from other counties. So it's not just us, they're just coming from other counties as well.
And we have had some surrendered because people cannot afford to feed them, according to Ms. Bonnie. So,
Thank you. Thank you, staff, for doing this. Is good information.
Okay, we're going to move on into consent.
Move approval of consent.
Move approval of consent. Do I have a second?
second. You got it.
Any discussion? We pulled number 8 under general business. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Consent items pulled for discussion. Number 8.
Good evening, Commissioners. This requests board approval to submit a pre-application to Triumph Gulf Coast for project safety. Triumph Gulf Coast is a nonprofit corporation organized to administer the distribution of funds used for the recovery and diversification and enhancement of counties in the Northwest Florida impacted by the 2010 Deepwater Horizon oil spill. At the September 3rd, 2024 BOCC meeting, the board approved to update its list of projects it supports for Triumph funding and submit a list to Triumph for consideration. One of the new projects added to the Triumph funding list that was approved at meeting was Project Safety. Project Safety seeks to relocate an existing manufacturing company from South Florida with offices around the nation and internationally to Opportunity Park in Northeast Wakulla County. Currently, this manufacturer employs 5,000 people and desires to expand its operations. They are looking to construct an approximately 100,000 square foot facility with plans to create between 200 and 300 local jobs that are above the average annual wage for Wakulla County.
Motion to approve, discussion for a second, but
I must recuse myself.
Okay, well, I need a motion and I need a second to roll anywhere. A motion and a second, you're recusing yourself, discussion?
and I know this is a long way, this is just for us to apply for the grant and the funding. This is a long way.
That is correct.
Done deal.
That's correct.
Contract, okay.
Absolutely, that's correct.
Long way, yeah.
This is also a
That's
request,
the first step.
right, it's a pre-application Triumph, it's $13.5 million, and that number is based on the amount of jobs that they will create here in Wakulla County.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah, it's just, I have problems with it because it's corporate welfare, but the real issue I have is the risk it puts the county at is $13 million if they don't produce the job.
Actually, this one would be less with project safety. So that was a smaller one. Much smaller risk.
Didn't you just say 13 million?
Well,
That's the request from the grant, yes, to help construct the building.
Now, I'm curious, obviously, I know we have a contract with the company and all that, so
No, we don't, the company? No.
we wouldn't have a for them to.
Oh, we will, yes, we will.
Yes, if it goes through.
And actually, this piece of paper will tell us what we have to have. So that's where we're trying to go with this.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
If we ever commit
With a
to
capital I,
anything, we're
correct.
gonna have the whole picture, the cost, and be able to measure the risk.
That's what I was wanting.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Chuck? Right. Val, don't leave. We got about 2 more things and you can come talk. Okay. This is how I got confused last time. You do have 3 times to speak, so. All right, planning and zoning, number 15.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item 15 is an application for change of zoning, R2411. This application requests approval to change from ag to C2 on 2 parcels of land containing about 11 acres, more or less. The property is located at 2930 Coastal Highway. In accordance with the code, please disclose any ex parte communications you may have regarding this application.
None.
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 Which, I spoke to David McQuarrie. That's the correct one, right?
No?
David sold it to the.
He sold it to us.
Oh, he's in the area.
New owner.
Gotcha. If there's anyone here who's going to provide any information regarding this application, please stand up to be sworn. You can just raise your hand. You can stand there and raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Hold on, so,
Hold on, staff will he'll do a report quick for you.
All right. As Heather indicated, this is a change of zoning R24-11. The application requests approval for a change of zoning from Ag C2 on 2 parcels of land containing just over 11 acres. The property is located at 2930 Coastal Highway, further identified as Lot 1 and 2 of the Canopy Oaks subdivision. The future land use is Rural 2, and the current zoning is Ag. The proposed zoning is C2. The property is located in both the X and A flood zone. The proposed zoning is consistent with the comprehensive plan and the land development code. The request has been noticed and advertised in accordance with the provisions of the Wakulla County Land Development Code, and to date, the planning department has not received any written comments. Staff is recommending option 1 for approval.
Motion to approve option 1.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? And I have a speaker.
I just have a question for him real quick.
Okay, well, let's let him introduce himself.
My name is William Newton. Everybody calls me Bud. And I bought those oak trees out there and met Art. Want to preserve the trees, do a small commercial project on 5 acres to start with. And my plan is to do a wedding venue / event venue.
Okay.
Yeah, my only concern is that this is a gorgeous piece of property, the gorgeous with those trees. And so if you're preserving the trees, whatever you do there, that could be really important for our community.
I think so too. And I think that my venue idea is a way to share it with the community. I have preserved the trees and will continue to preserve the trees.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, sir, you answered my question. You're going to keep those trees?
Yes, I am.
Anybody have any more questions for Mr. Newton? Mr. Marson, you just here to be here?
I'm here Friday.
Oh, I'm sorry, Josh.
17, I wrote down.
Well, hey, there's a difference in numbers. Okay, all right.
17.
I know. Well, you might. Okay, thank you very much. Any more discussion from the board? Now, I have a question for you. You are going to put a fence around that beautiful boat situation, storage situation we got going on down there, aren't you?
A fence?
Or something. So I can't see it
McQuarrie's property?
Venue.
Oh, don't worry.
Okay.
But David McQuarrie will be responsible for a 10-foot easement if he goes commercial between his property and my property. Okay? But I am taking into consideration I have neighbors to the south, and I've been in touch with them and told them that there's not going to be a subdivision going in there, and that I'm going to protect, if I could do it ag, I tried to do it ag, but I
Something
couldn't.
about that commercial zoning.
Yeah, so we're changing it to commercial, but it's going to be very light commercial use.
Well, it is a beautiful piece of property. All right, thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Number 16.
All right, thank you, Madam Chair. Agenda item 16 is application for final plat, FP 2407. The application requests approval of a final plat for a 3-lot commercial subdivision, which will be known as the Wooden Lake Commercial Center. The property contains just under 5 acres and is located at the corner of Wooden Lake Road and Crawfordville Highway. If there are any ex parte communications regarding this application, please disclose them for the record.
None.
None.
If there's anyone here who's going to provide any information regarding this application, please stand up to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
So this application is for a final plat for a 3-lot commercial subdivision on just under 5 acres of land at the corner of Wooden Lake Road and Crawfordville Highway. The future land use designation for the property is Rural 2, and the current zoning is C2. The property is located in the FEMA Flood Zone A. The proposed final plat is consistent with the Comprehensive Plan and Land Development Code. This request has been noticed and advertised in accordance with the provisions of the Wakulla County Land Development Code, and to date, the Planning Department has not received any written comments. Staff is recommending option 1 for approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I do have one question. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm going to call Mr. Wade Brown up to the podium to answer your question. Okay, you're welcome.
Well, you have there's no access except off the two Wooden Lake roads, right? You're not going to try to put something on 319.
Correct. So,
And they're going to all be interconnected in between. And one's the Wawa.
Wawa site plan will incorporate a turn lane that will be added to 319, a right-hand turn lane, onto the newly aligned Wooden Lake. And then there'll be a turn lane on the newly aligned Wooden Lake that will access a right-hand turn that will go into all three lots. Everything will be accessed there. There is an interconnection to the old Wooden Lake Road, but I'm not sure what's going to happen there.
But you're going to put a turn lane from Wooden Lake to go onto to handle the traffic coming out of here. Yep.
Where the lights
That's how we're getting the new light.
Well, the lights, that's not how we're getting a new light, but this is going to need a turn lane for all the traffic that goes into the side of the site. And both in and out, so as long as you're doing that, that's fine.
Commissioner Thomas?
My question was about the interconnect on the old Wooden Lake Road and with David. So what is our plan? Are we going to close that off? Is that interconnect going to be useless at that point?
That one connection will stay there, but it'll just be to connect to the interconnect road, but it'll be it's supposed to just be a right-in only.
The old road will still be there.
That section will be there, but it'll be at the end of the property line there. We'll actually mill the road up as part of the contract. That section of road from there to where the new ties in will be milled up, and that'll be maintained as a utility easement.
No one will access the old Wooden Lake Road from 319?
No. Not supposed to anyway, but you know how that works.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Is everybody done, Mr. Brown?
Yes.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Number 17, get ready, Sean. Number 17?
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is an application for final plat, FP 2409. This is a final plat for a 78-lot residential subdivision to be known as Misting Springs Phase 1. The subject property contains about 21 acres and is located between Crawfordville Highway and Tafflinger Road, north of Council Moore Road. If there are any ex parte communications, please disclose them for the record.
None.
If there's anyone here who's going to provide any information, please stand up to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
This is an application for final plat FP 24-09. The application requests approval for a 78-lot residential subdivision to be known as Misting Springs Phase 1. The future land use designation for the property is urban core, and the current zoning is PUD. The property is located within the FEMA flood zone designation X. The proposed final plat is consistent with the comprehensive plan, land development code, and the approved PUD. And staff is recommending option 1 for approval.
Motion to approve option 1.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yeah.
You want to talk to Sean?
Yes.
Okay, come on down, Mr. Morrison.
Mr. Marshall, you're representing, what's the name of that company?
D.R. Horton?
D.R. Horton, yes.
You can't say it.
Yeah. And I have a real problem because this is not a good, the development's fine, I don't like the density, but that's fine. My problem is the access. And you're getting out on 319. You're going to have not only this development, but multiple other developments coming into this location, coming out of this location. From that south road you have there, and you have more houses going in here. And I find that Council Moore turn, there's not a lot of traffic on Council Moore, but adding that to Council Moore's traffic and putting that on 319 is going to be a problem. There's going to be a need for redesigning that intersection to handle that traffic, and I don't think it should be on the backs of taxpayers of the county, which is who's going to end up paying for it. Because, the only thing we have to work on, road construction is 1 cent sales tax. And I'd much rather spend 1 cent sales tax on things that the county needs, because we got lots of needs for that 1 cent sales tax. I don't think we should use it for subsidizing your multi-million-dollar company. And so, can you find some way to put a better access point for this subdivision onto 319?
Well, my name is Sean Marston, President of Urban Catalyst. I'm not associated with D.R. Horton, they're just a client.
You're in their speech. You're a representative here tonight.
I am a representative. And this is the final plat. We put in all the infrastructure that was approved in the preliminary plat stage. So as far as changing it now, I don't see how that can happen, but as future developments go through that area, then that would be the opportunity to make those changes. And then, so making changes to 319 or making changes to Council Moore?
Council Moore can probably handle this.
Right, 319 is a DOT road, and so that's on them.
But Council Moore, the road Council Moore is going to need the work to handle this traffic coming off on Council Moore. Because you're going to hit 319 and it's going to back up because of the turn on 319. And so, to me, you need to be doing more than you're doing here. I don't see it. And I have a problem with that. And now, this brings up the point about preliminary plats, because I would have brought this same issue up at a preliminary plat, and they wouldn't have had a chance to address it. And that's why I think we should change our rules so that preliminary plats come to the board. But that's not your issue. That's not us issue. This is, what the tragedy of the commons is?
I'm not aware of that.
Okay, basically, the tragedy of commons is that when we have a common area, there's a lot of people that take advantage of that common area for their own profits, at the cost to everybody else. And this, you're going to make the profits. The county and the citizens that use 319 are going to pay the price. And I think that's wrong, and so I won't be supporting it.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions for Mr. Marston or comments?
I have a question for Brandon.
Okay.
So as part of their preliminary plat and their final plat, did they provide transportation studies and to support that they're within our current guidelines?
Yes, sir. They do have to provide that. They did meet all of those requirements. And then I know the turn lane out on 319 is kind of a point of contention here, but that was approved by DOT.
And that's why I've been talking about concurrency forever, because our current system for measuring traffic studies just doesn't work. It doesn't cover the things that need to be covered and anticipate the needs in the future. And that's why I've been the opinion that we need to change that program. So.
Well, and we know that DOT intends to continue the 4-laning past this point. And so.
Yeah, but you saw how long it took to do the easy part. Yeah. Okay.
And we know that they don't have that funded, and they don't have.
It took them 7 years to do the easy part. Okay. Through Crawfordville is going to be the hard part, and that's going to take 10, 15 years. And so this development will be finished, and there'll be all these cars will be on the road before that ever happens. And so we're going to end up funding the changes.
I don't know. I don't think we're going to fund it, but I agree with you that it needs to be addressed. But it sounds like if they've met the requirements now, and when DOT, continues their expansion of the 4-lane, they're going to have to address that. They're going to have to look at that overall traffic pattern at that point.
I'm sure they'll put a turn lane in at that point.
Hopefully, or a light, maybe.
But at this point in time, right now, DOT has approved their plan.
Correct.
Anything else?
I've already stated my piece.
I have a motion and a second.
Support it.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Did you say aye?
No.
Oh, I didn't think you did, but you did say aye, so you saying no?
I'm saying.
Okay, so it's 4-1. Thank you, Mr. Marston. Commissioner agenda items, we have none. County attorney?
Nothing tonight.
None. County administrator?
Nothing at this time.
Citizens to be heard, Jess. Ms. Dow Taylor?
Testing, David. Madam Chair, I apologize. David did not give me an opportunity to request the one thing I had. If you'll bear with me just really quickly.
I so apologize, Dow. Hold on.
Yep.
I wanted to talk to the board about scheduling a workshop for environmental initiatives. As most of you are aware, I've been working with Ms. Kelly Keys over the last several months to develop some ideas to present before the board relating to environmental issues. And I'd like to seek the board's approval to schedule a workshop sometime in October prior to one of your board meetings, either on October 7th or October 21st, beginning at 3 p.m.
October 7th, if that's possible.
I vote for October 7th, so. October, you good with the 7th?
I'm not gonna vote against it, but, you know, my preference would be we don't make decisions at workshops. And so whatever we deal with, come November, we're gonna have a new board. And my preference would be we wait until after the new board is seated, because whatever we workshop in October, we're gonna probably have to workshop a second time when the new board is set.
So then we're looking at January, basically, because it would be or December, sorry. Is that okay with you? December 9th?
That would be fine. I think that's prudent. I think that we're gonna just end up doing it twice, or we're gonna be asking the new board to vote on something they haven't workshopped, and so I think it's gonna be, make sense to workshop it again if we get to that point.
Staff, is that okay with you?
That's fine with staff, whatever the board's will is.
So I would like to vote on them, because.
Well, we're going to do that. 3 p.m. workshops, I guess in your motion in a second.
I motion for a 3 p.m. workshop on October 7th.
Staff, will we have to do it again? And
We can't even talk about this until we have a second.
okay.
Do you have a second for the workshop on October 7th
I
at 3
second.
p.m.? Do you have any discussion?
I mean, I made my point. I think we're gonna repeat our effort if we do that.
Okay. So all in favor of the workshop on October 7th at 3 p.m.?
Aye.
All opposed? Aye. Okay, so it does pass on October the 7th at 3 p.m. And are we done, County Administrator, on the back row?
Thank
The
you.
other County Administrator want anything? Okay.
Thank you.
Valerie, I'm so sorry. Yeah, but Valerie was up here first before we did this.
Okay.
We had to skip off on her.
It's all right. I've been doing some volunteer work up there at the shelter, and I don't know about numbers and all this stuff, so I wasn't really that worried about that. But what I notice is, like, when you take the dogs out to walk them and all that, the yard maintenance is horrible. The fences are all falling down because there's so many weeds, the grass is all gone. It doesn't look like anybody's mowed it in 10 years. I mean, the facility could be really, really nice if we just had, like, some muscle and some equipment, and I was curious who's in charge of keeping that area.
I'm pretty sure that's in the Wakulla Animal Services budget.
They don't pay, they're not doing it.
Okay.
The fences are about to fall in because there's so much grown on them. The dog run thing, you can't even use it because I wouldn't want to put my dog back in there with all the ticks and snakes and things. And I just was curious, how can we get that accomplished?
I think that maybe as we keep on working through these things, you're going to feel better about it.
Okay.
All right.
That's all I want to know.
Thank you, Val. Ms. Kelly Keys. You can? Okay. All right, she's skipping. Discussion issues by commissioners.
None tonight.
None for me.
You already had your time. I'm just kidding. You want to talk about concurrency? What you want to talk about?
I was talking about concerns.
Okay.
I'm curious about the letter we decided to send to,
Parks?
about the parks.
So, yes, ma'am?
It'll be on the next one.
There you go. There's your magic answer.
Okay. That's all I have.
And then from you? Let's see, what all do we not have going on this Saturday? We have Keep Wakulla County Beautiful, Coastal Cleanup. There's a lot going on, so make sure you check however you check to get the news about how amazing we are. And, yes, sir.
So I just saw it pop in today, down at Big Country Barbecue.
I saw that.
They're feeding and recognizing first responders, so.
And they included linemen.
Linemen and any other fire, EMS, deputies. So I think that's from 6 to 8 PM Friday night.
Friday night? Okay. Anybody else want to talk about anything upcoming? Ken, you good?
Madam Chair.
Yes, sir.
Will y'all make sure, because I noticed Teresa had left before we were able to cover all this, Brandon? Okay, well, maybe send it to her if she asks us for it, because I think, I was looking at those questions, that had, some of them's not answered, but I think this right here was big.
It'll be posted on the
Okay.
website and on Facebook.
Big more.
As soon as you adjourn.
Okay, all right, thank you. That's it, I'm sorry.
No problem. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Our